brother, do you know what's happening in Sudan? Sudan? Do you know? I know it's complicated, right? It's very complex, but I'm gonna try to break it down for you. One of the worst Gino is happening in Sudan, and the world is watching. And you haven't heard about this, but many black people are being unalived like goats and martins in Sudan. Lots of people are being unalived, and we need to talk about this very quickly. Basically, the Sudanese government has accused UAE of sponsoring Gino in their country. They're saying they are the reason why people are being unalived, because they are giving weapons to people that are unaliving black people. And guess what the ICJ has done? The ICJ say the UAE is not under their jurisdiction because they never signed the 1948 Convention against Gino. This is crazy stuff you need to find out about this. Before we start, can I ask you to do this? Okay, let's do this, please. It costs you nothing. You feel appreciate stuff you need to find out about this. Before we start, can I ask you to do this? Okay, let's do this, please. It costs you nothing. You feel appreciate it. It's done. Great stuff. Let's find out about this. We are in Sudan. Sudan is right here. Sudan used to be the biggest country in Africa, but no more. It's now two different countries. There's Northern Sudan and Southern Sudan. The Northern Sudan is run by Arab-looking Africans, and the Southern Sudan is run by black people. Let's get back in time so we can understand. How did they fall out? What happened? Sudan got its independence in 1956 from the British and Egypt. Basically, Sudan has a population of Arabs in the north, Muslims, and in the southern is occupied by black people who are mostly Christian and sometimes animist and African believers. Now, after many years, there used to be people fighting against the government, people angry, unhappy. Sudan started seeing insurgencies and rebellion. What was the people complaining about? They were complaining about service delivery. They were mostly black people saying we are not being looked after. Basically, after independence, the government was run by Arabs, big institution by Arabs, hospitals, and every other thing. So in other words, the Sudanese government was only looking after the Arab-looking people in Sudan and not the black people. So the black people in Sudan felt neglected and abandoned. Therefore, they started claiming, saying, you need to look after us, or else we want to be separated, autonomous state. We want to run ourselves. Now, obviously, the Arabs didn't like that. I mean, a bunch of black people trying to act weird. Let's shut them up. And that's exactly what they did. So many groups of army by Arabs started shutting down the black people and beating them and unaliving them bad. So since 1956, we've seen a lot of rebels fighting for the very same cause, acting in a way that is very uniform. Their claim is you're not looking after us. Okay, you're basically taking care of Arab-looking people. You refuse to look after black people. Amongst the people that were beating and unaliving black people was a group named the Janjaweed. They were some of the most ruthless, dangerous people ever. They unalive as much black people without looking at color, age, gender, or anything. They basically did not just attack people with arms. They also attacked villages with specific black people, and they would unalive all of them. They would rape women and finish children. Now, I'm sure you heard the story about Darfur. This happened between 2003 and 2010. It was mayhem. Lots of people lost their lives. People talk about 400,000 people lost their lives, but other editions talk about millions of people. Obviously, you know, when they talk about a lesser number, you know which number is more accurate. Black people were tired, angry, sad in Sudan, in their own country, feeling that they were being treated like second-grade citizens. They asked for independence. They wanted secession. And in 2001, it was granted to them. After many of them were unalived, they created their own country, which is this one, South Sudan. Now, in 2013, you remember the group I spoke to you about, the Janjaweeds, were now formalized. They were not a rebel group anymore. The government acknowledged them. They were sponsored by the governments to continue doing the work they were doing. So let me just remind you here, even though the black people of Sudan created South Sudan, some other black people couldn't go into South Sudan because of their physical location. Meaning, South Sudan is geographically in the south of Sudan, but not all black people are in the south of Sudan. But the only place that's got independence was south of Sudan. So many other black people in Sudan remained in the north and other places. Now they continue to be persecuted. They unalive them like martins. For what reason? The very same reason for which the black people in the south left. They were undermined, neglected, and underserviced.